Okay, welcome everybody to this masterclass, this webinar, Starseed Reconnect to Your Source Energy to Guide Your Soul Mission. We are going to go on for about an hour, and I'm going to do my very best to keep to time. And if we go over a little, please bear with me. So just to introduce myself, my name is Natasha Bailey. I am a starseed myself and creator of Soul Mission. And what Soul Mission is about is that I work with light workers, starseeds, and aspiring healers who struggle to ground their soul mission into physical reality. And I help them to do this by removing any multidimensional blocks to achieving this, so they can finally do the work that they're called here to do on planet Earth. And it's no coincidence that you felt drawn to come to this masterclass, because guaranteed you yourself are a starseed or light worker, and you are curious and may have some extra questions about how to really fully get onto your path. And the reason I created this webinar was because I went through my own journey of continual awakening over 10 years. And I really wanted to share the experiences that I've had, the knowledge that I've gained, so that you can get on your path a lot quicker. So I've taken a good 10 years to gather all this learning, knowledge, and experience, but it doesn't have to take this long. So I really want to circumvent this process for you and give you the very best techniques and knowledge that I know of, so you don't have to spend 10 years like me. Not that I regret the 10 years, it was absolutely necessary for my growth and my learning, and I wouldn't change it for the world. So I'm also the creator of the 8 steps to fulfilling your soul mission. And these are the steps that I discovered on my 10-year journey, and what I will be sharing with you here today. And it's interesting that it came to 8 steps, and it felt very natural for me that this was the symbol of infinity. Because although the steps I will be sharing with you today are 8 steps, in truth, they are steps that can take you to infinity. So towards continual ascension, towards continual grounding in your soul journey. So just to let you know what we will be covering today. The heart of tonight's transmission, this masterclass, is actual real knowledge and embodiment. And I don't mean just intellectualization of certain principles, but also real experience embodiment of what it means to be a starseed fully embodied here on planet Earth, and how you can use that knowledge and embodiment to fulfill your purpose. This is also the first of 8 webinars, 8 masterclasses, where I will be outlining each of the 8 steps to fulfilling your soul mission. And I will be very briefly outlining them in a moment. But tonight's focus will be mainly on step 1, which is all about reconnecting to your source energy and centering within your heart. This is also a very special moment for me, because I will also be releasing a track, a guided activation healing track that I have been working on for some time. And this will be the first time I share with you all publicly the release of its track and its connection to reconnecting to source energy. So this track will be an activation. You will experience this during tonight's masterclass. And towards the end, I will also be sharing an opportunity with you where if you wish to go deeper into your knowledge, into your experience and embodiment as a starseed and light worker, there will be a very special opportunity being made available to you at the end. But this is definitely the start of something new, and definitely a culmination of everything that I've learned over the past 10 years. So I'm super, super excited to be sharing this with you tonight. So let's get cracking. I want to start off by quickly sharing with you my 8 steps to fulfilling your soul mission. The first step, which we will cover tonight, is about reconnecting to your source energy and centering within your heart, which I will go into more detail within a bit. The second step really is about clearing your soul records in your energetic field. This is where we clear any karmic residue, do any psychic surgery on your energy field, your auric field. And step 2 used to be my step 1, until I discovered that patterns and behaviors that's preventing us from being on our soul mission, and build those patterns that really serve us to the best of our abilities. And by these patterns, I mean not just any residue from past lives, but also any childhood conditioning. And what I discovered was a lot of my colleagues and I, we were born in particularly dysfunctional families where we had to experience human dysfunctionality in order to work through it, resolve it, and then to be able to help others with that issue. So it's no good being embodied as a starseed if you don't actually experience the full human condition in all its joy and pain and neutrality. The next step that I found that was really important for me was getting grounded into a healthy body. And what I have been seeing within the Lightworker and Starseed community is a lot of us are amazingly good at connecting from the heart upwards, but we're not very grounded. So we are susceptible to being psychically attacked if we're not grounded. We're susceptible to illusion or delusional behavior. Not being boundaried. We really need to make sure that we're fully grounded, because that's the whole purpose. That's why we agreed to be born into a human body, is to fully ground the light, not to just connect upwards, but to fully ground the light all the way down. And this is where I feel a lot of people get unstuck, and why one of my main focuses is to really ground light workers and starseeds. The next step, the 6th step, is really about upgrading your DNA, because we are transitioning from a carbon-based life form as a species into a crystalline-based life form, which is more of the galactic human. And a lot of that DNA that we have has been suppressed, and it's now time for it to be reactivated. So I also do light code transmissions and activations to help that process along. A lot of this does help with clearing, upgrading the mental and emotional patterns, because a lot of them are grounded in the old matrix grid around our planet. Step 7, let's face it, we could all do with getting more organized, but also being smart about how to live in this 3D reality. This means being smart about how we maneuver our way through this dense matrix, without duly attracting too much attention to ourselves, but doing enough to allow us to do the work. And sometimes this means being observant and aware of the bureaucracy, having our paperwork in order, but not being a slave to it. So it's incredible how the dense bureaucracy loves to have paperwork in order. And so if we can have that in order, if we can have our home environment in order, we can allow the energy to flow, we have a secure base from which we can go about our mission. Finally, and also, as I would say, as important as step one, is to have a proper manifestation ritual, which will help to bring about our mission. And a lot of us, the way that we do our manifestation rituals doesn't allow the energy of our manifestation to fully flow throughout our energetic being. So, as most of you know, a lot of manifestations are based on visualization techniques, which are very sort of mind or head focused. But the trick is to allow the manifestation to fully flow throughout the body. And this is one of the things that I teach in order to really get focused on your soul mission journey, so that you are both divinely guided, but you're also focused and clear on what steps that you need to take. So that was a quick summary of the 8 steps to fulfilling your soul mission. So just bear with me, my computer is playing up a little bit. So I'm just trying to move on to the next slide. Okay, great. So step 1, this is what tonight's masterclass is all about. It's about reconnecting to your source energy and centering within your heart. Now, what is the problem that most of us are having on this earth is because of the dense energies, it's a lot easier for us to be disconnected from source energy, which we are a part of, and therefore disconnected with ourselves. And some of the issues that we face is we can feel exhausted, we can feel a lack of trust or faith or lack of guidance from our soul as to what direction to take with our soul mission. And this is a problem that I see especially in the spiritual community, because a lot of us are giving away our source energy power. Now, we can do this in one of 2 ways. Either we have personal habits or patterns that make our energy field leak, a bit like this bucket here that's full of holes. So we end up feeling drained and we're full of holes, which means that any kind of energy can be allowed into our auric field, potentially to drain us. So this is partly about taking responsibility for our own habits and behaviors for keeping our energy field intact. But also it's a tendency we can have to give away our power. That's why I have the picture of the vampiric mouth on the right-hand side, because most of us are familiar with the term energy vampire. We can have a tendency to give away our power to other people. And because we tend to be more of service to others, our energy is unbalanced. In truth, there needs to be a balance between service to self and service to others. But typically in the spiritual community, service to self is poo-pooed and is considered unwanted, unethical, unprincipled. But actually it is about energy management. So there needs to be a healthy balance between the two. Because if we serve ourselves in balance, then we're more able to serve others. So I can hear we've got a few people who've got themselves unmuted, and there is a little bit of noise in the background. If you wouldn't mind just quickly muting yourself, that would allow us to move along without disturbance. I'm going to carry on here with the next bit. So what usually happens when we lose our energy, lose our power? We go outside of ourselves to get that energy, to get our power. Now, this could either be in toxic relationships, where we're codependent on others, where we depend on others for energy or power, or we like to dominate or control others to feel okay about ourselves. It could be that we rely on things outside ourselves. It could be food or gadgets to distract us from any uncomfortable feelings that we might have. It could be like this guy with his laptop over his head. It could be being stuck in a dead-end job because at least it pays the bills, and this is a way to get by. And the other way that we can give our power away is to spiritual teachers, masters and gurus who may come across as if they have all the answers, or that they are fully embodied or fully integrated. But when you start to get to know them, actually you discover they're quite shut down. They're quite closed down in their heart, or in their, especially their lower chakras. Now, I'm only mentioning all of these examples because I myself have had to go through and work through these various situations in my own life. And it's also recognizing that most of us are stuck in this dynamic of seeking power or energy outside of ourselves. So I'm just gonna give us a moment to mute here.
I think I left Advisor. Did you see Advisor around? No. I might have left it in another shop. Okay.
I'm just going to stop sharing for a moment and give myself an opportunity to mute everybody. Please bear with me because I'm still relatively new to Zoom. Let me just see who is unmuted. Okay, right. Okay, success. Excellent. So let us continue. Okay. Okay. Right. So most of us are used to going outside ourselves to get our power. But once again, I try to remind you all to give yourself some compassion for this, because the old 3D matrix, which is now disintegrating, had a lot of programming in it to keep people in a victim state, because people are much easier to control when they're in a victim state, seeking power outside of themselves. This is now disintegrating. So a lot of this is starting to dissolve, which is good news. And we are moving towards the new crystalline grid. So I'm going to talk about some of the solutions or mistakes that starseeds and light workers have been doing to try to regain balance and regain their energy. And the first thing is a lot of starseeds focus very much on the upper dimensions and the upper chakras, and they have a tendency to try to escape upwards to avoid dealing with the day-to-day reality of living here on planet Earth. And as I mentioned earlier, this makes them very ungrounded, susceptible to illusion, manipulation, and psychic attack. And they're not really able to ground their soul mission into this physical reality. So what I see is a lot of techniques working on the upper levels, upper dimensions, and not really working on more of the emotional or physical patterns. The second common mistake that I see with starseeds and light workers is they may get overly obsessed with doing psychic or karmic clearing, and believe that, well, if I can just remove or transmute all these patterns, then everything's going to be okay, then I can move forward. But they're missing an important step, which is, yes, you do need to transmute and clear negativity, but you need to replace it with something, and you need to build the energy field, build your energy field again and maintain it so you can fully embody in this reality. Third common mistake I see starseeds and light workers doing is they also rely very heavily on other cosmic beings. This could be angelic beings, could be other cosmic brothers and sisters, aliens, extraterrestrials, whatever you want to call them. An over-reliance on other beings to help them with their energy, managing their energy. And once again, this is a mistake, because it's still relying on something outside of ourselves to feel good within ourselves, feel good within our own energy. Now, don't get me wrong, the help that we are being given at this moment in time by our cosmic brothers and sisters is fantastic, and it's amazing, and it's wonderful. And yet, even they can only go so far. They can only help us to transmute some of the energies, but it's still up to us to embody them and be in our own power. So what ends up happening? Because starseeds and light workers typically don't manage their energy, they have a lot of energy centers that are shut down. And this includes the heart energy centers, of which there are several. And when we close our heart chakras down, that closes down a portal that links us to our soul frequency. And that soul frequency has a blueprint of all our lifetimes, throughout all dimensions, throughout all lifetimes and embodiments. And it knows what you're meant to be doing in this time and space. But if your connection to your heart energy space is closed, your connection to your soul frequency is going to be closed or distorted. So what ends up happening? You are creating your soul mission, or you're trying to create your soul mission, not from the soul frequency, but more from the lower ego frequency. So it's no wonder you feel disconnected. It's no wonder your soul mission isn't on track, isn't on path, because the guidance is not coming from the highest source. So what is the trick? The trick is it's to open your heart to the fact that you are the power, that you are source energy. So this means flipping away from victim consciousness, which is more parasitic, where we are relying on energy from others, people, places, and things, and realizing you are power, you are source energy. But this was part of the agreement to come into this world, is to experience that disconnection from source, from your own source energy, to really understand what the human condition was all about, and to find that path back to you, to your power, to your source energy. And this means stepping into your creator consciousness and actively participating in creating this new planet, this new paradigm that is being birthed at this point in time. So as part of this growing awareness and this mass awakening, thanks to the coronavirus situation, my friend and I, Mark Cyril of Eye to the Mind, who is a composer and musician, we decided to create a activating healing track to reconnect you back to your source energy. And we will be playing this tonight, and you will have an opportunity to experience this for the very first time. So because this is a new moon in Leo, we felt this was like the perfect time to release this, because it's a new beginning. After many months of varying degrees of lockdown due to the virus, a lot of people have done a lot of excellent inner work. And it's now time to bring out that new true self to the forefront. But also, we felt this was a good time to release this track because this is the new moon in Leo. And the Leo energy is governed by the star in our solar system, which is the sun. And as you may or may not know, all suns connect directly to the central sun, also known as source energy. So this energetically is a very fortuitous, good new beginning, where a lot of portals are open to assist us to reconnect back straight to that source energy. So that's why I wanted to kind of depict this picture to show you that Leo, which governs the heart space and governs our connection to source energy, helps us to connect to our local sun, which connects us to the central sun. Leo also is about who you are. This is about the true self, without the masks, without the negative patterns, without the distortions. It's the true self that can come out without need for playing games or codependency or engaging in negative behavior. And really, it's an invitation to step up into true source energy consciousness. It's also a sign of strength and resilience. So especially now when we're about to head into some very interesting energy here in the autumn, it's absolutely vital that we connect to our own resilience, our own strength through the heart, so we are always connected to our source energy. And whatever happens next, we can stay stable and resilient throughout the massive changes, because massive changes are coming over the next 3 months and over the next 4 years. Because, my friends, we are facing the end of the old paradigm. And as we get closer to the end, the energy of the old paradigm becomes more chaotic, more desperate to hang on to control. And so be prepared to see some very strange and unusual behavior and activities globally. And this is why we decided to release this track now, so that you are prepared for what is coming next. This is also, we're also in the run-up to a very important planetary conjunction, Sun conjunct star Regulus, which is in the Leo constellation. And the star Regulus is the star very close to the heart of the larger lion down below, which is the Cor Leonis, the heart of the lion. But it's also a reminder of what is the star Regulus. First of all, it's one of the fixed directions in the star galaxies. But it's also one of the royal stars. And this is a reminder, of our royalty. And the fact that we have been seeded by so many amazing beings, and that we are a very unique species that's made up of multiple starseed energies, and that we are the royalty of our galaxy. And this means recognizing our royalty, our creativity, and our creator energy. So I am super excited because this is coming up on Saturday, and I am excited to see how these energies are going to help further break down the old matrix and build up the new crystalline grid even further. Okay, so we are going to release this Heart Connections track tonight. And I want to give you a little bit of information about it before we do the activation. So first of all, it is an activation into a dormant portal that has been suppressed within our energy field, but it's waking up more and more now. Now, this track also contains specific frequency technology, sine wave technology, that further assists to raise your vibration to connect to that dormant portal, in addition to me setting the intention to imbue the track with the energy of that particular portal. And you will hear me doing a guided narration for the first 5 minutes into the reconnection to your source energy. So just to give you a little bit of information before we start, first of all, if you can get yourselves comfortable where you're not disturbed, I really recommend that, because we're going to go for about 10 minutes. So I want you to feel comfortable throughout. And also, during the narration, you'll hear me encouraging you to put your hands in a certain position. So at the bottom of your throat, there's like an indentation. And just below the indentation, there's like a raised part to your upper chest area. So this is where I want you to focus to put your hands on when you are encouraged to do so. So it's not so much the lower heart area that you would need to put your hands on. It's more on the upper chest area. So let us get started. Are we ready for the activation? Yes. So I am going to play the track now. So just allow yourself to relax into the energy. So just close your eyes and take a deep breath. Reconnecting to your source energy. Relax into a sitting position. Close your eyes and turn your attention within. Feel your back supported behind you, the weight of your body on the chair. Placed on the floor. pure unconditional love, flowing from your divine heart flame, with gratitude of reconnecting to yourself again. So slowly in your own time, Take a couple of deep breaths in and out. Allow your fingers and toes to move, to gently bring you back into this time and space. Gently within your own time, come back to the room. Bringing with you the energy of your connection to yourself and to source energy. So as some of you are starting to come back, if anyone would like to share their experience, please feel free to do so. You can either type into the chat, or you can switch on your video and I can unmute you so we can hear your experience. You can just raise your hand and I can unmute you. So Adam says, powerful. As soon as the music played, there was an energy connection. Yes.
I might as well just take myself off mute because there's a lot more I want to say about it.
Okay. Yeah. Please go ahead.
Yeah, as soon as the music started playing, immediately there was an energy connection all over. But then noticeably, as soon as you, like simultaneously, as soon as you sort of put the hand on the heart, extreme heat around my head, like I was sweating immediately. And then tears just started rolling, just straight away. As soon as the hand went on the heart, heat, and then tears. And then I was just somewhere else. Very, very powerful. Great music, I think.
You're welcome. Thank you. Yeah, I also experienced this the first times I did this practice. It was a huge sense of relief to reconnect to that source energy within me, and the realization I'm not separate, I'm not alone, I'm part of this wonderful universe and source energy. So yeah, I can totally relate to that. Thank you, Adam. I'm just going to read some more comments. Lorraine says, hi, that was very relaxing and I saw a lot of purple towards the end. Like large flower petals opening and coming towards me. Yes. And Stana says, I felt the fire, I was in it, I was the fire in the fire. Beautiful, pretty strong and grounding. Amazing, amazing. Paul also says, I felt clear-minded. Great. That's because the energy is coming through directly and more clearly. There isn't as much distortion interfering with your energy field. So that's really, really good. Fantastic. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to, and Edwina said, I saw the flame and felt its warmth. Yes. This is the connection to your divine heart flame. And every living being has this, and it's that God spark, source, creator flame. It's that spark that each of us carry, which is part of the whole. But because that particular portal has been suppressed, we haven't been able to access it easily or readily. But the time has come now. So I can see we're coming up to 8 o'clock now, so I just want to finish my presentation here and share a few things with you. Oh, just to finish off, by the way, this track will be available from today or tomorrow for you to listen whenever you want to. And there are more tracks coming. This is just the beginning. There will be other tracks that assist you with a daily practice of connecting to your source energy and managing your energy field. Also tracks that then extend the energy to connect to your soul frequency, your higher self, connecting to other people, whether it's to resolve conflict or to grow closer to them, also to people who've passed on, and a heart connection to any project, plan, endeavor, or creation that you want to contribute to the world, to infuse it with your source energy. So this is just the beginning, and I will be sharing access to that track in the next day or two. So you'll always be notified when the next one comes up. So I'm going to share my presentation with you again so we can continue from here. Yeah, so we've just had the activation. I'm super happy that you guys got a lot out of it. And you're feeling what you are feeling right now. I would say the more you do this daily practice of connecting to your own energy, the more centered, grounded, and resilient that you will notice that you become. So what I wanted to share with you now is an opportunity to dive deeper. And I am launching a group program in September, a 3-day program from the 11th to the 13th of September, where we will be diving into this step 1, reconnecting to your source energy and centering within your heart. So we'll be doing a lot of these exercises throughout the day, where you'll get some key exercises on how to really connect to your energy and your soul, so that you know that you are manifesting from soul frequency, guided from soul, rather than, say, from a lower human ego level. And you'll learn how to manage and connect to your energy, so that you will be able to sense when you are leaking energy or when energies come into your field that you need to deal with, as well as how to manage that, how to deal with that. So it is a group program. It's the first time I'm launching it as a group program. Normally it's a one-to-one. And day 1 will be about specifically connecting to your energy. Now, this might seem very basic, but actually what I've noticed with a lot of healing modalities is light workers and starseeds are not really taught properly how to connect to their own energy before they start connecting to other frequencies or attunements. And so they never really kind of connect to their own energy and get to know it, and therefore believe that the attunement or the healing frequency they're connecting to is source energy, and they forget that they themselves are source energy. So that's why, having gone through healing modalities myself, this is something I would always start with any new healers, or even any healers coming back, to get those basic steps in place first to deepen their practice. Day 2 and 3, I will be giving you a Reiki level 1 and 2 certificate. This is going to allow you to do healing